Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into 3rd John.
All right, sounds good.
We're going to try to summarize this whole book in under 10 minutes, which is kind of funny, right?
Yeah, that's pretty tall order, but Third John is super short.
Definitely a short book, but it's still packed with interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It is part of the New Testament letters, so it's in the Bible.
Right.
So if you want to follow along, grab your Bible and flip to 3rd John.
And we'll try to make this as painless and entertaining as possible.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
want to help you actually understand this book, not just skim over it. So one of the big things that jumps out at me in 3rd John is this emphasis on hospitality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hospitality is a huge theme throughout the whole letter.
Like, why was that such a big deal back then?
Well, think about it. Back in the early church, Christianity was still pretty new, and it wasn't always popular. You had these traveling preachers and missionaries going around trying to spread the word.
So they were like the original evangelists, right? Going from town to town, sharing the gospel.
Yeah, exactly. But it was dangerous work. They were often persecuted, and they really relied on other Christians for support.
They needed places to stay, food to eat, just basic necessities, right?
Totally. And that's where hospitality came in. It was a way for Christians to care for each other, to show their love and support in a very tangible way.
So it wasn't just about being polite, it was about survival, in a sense.
Definitely. And in Third John, we see this played out in the story of Gaius, who is praised for his hospitality towards these traveling ministers.
He's like the model Christian host, right?
Yeah.
Always welcoming, always willing to help.
Exactly. He really embodies the spirit of Christian love and hospitality.
But then we have this other guy, Diotrephes, who's like the total opposite of Gaius.
Yeah, Diotrephes is kind of the villain of the story, isn't he?
Totally. He refuses to welcome the traveling ministers. In fact, he actively tries to stop others from showing them hospitality too.
And he also rejects John's authority, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it seems like Diotrephes was causing some real problems in the early church.
Definitely. He represents a kind of selfish ambition and a rejection of the unity that the early church was striving for.
Right. He's all about power and control.
Exactly. And his actions create this division and conflict within the community.
Now, there's one more character that I always find intriguing, Demetrius.
Oh, yeah, the mysterious Demetrius.
John doesn't tell us much about him, but he does say that everyone speaks well of him.
It's like he's dropping this little hint, like there's more to the story than we know.
I know. It makes me wonder, who was Demetrius? What was his role in all of this?
Well, some people think he might have been one of the traveling ministers that Gaius welcomed.
Yeah, that would make sense. He could have been the one who told John about Gaius's hospitality and Diotrephes' bad behavior.
Others think he might have been a leader in another church.
Interesting. Maybe he was someone who was known for his good character and his faithfulness.
We don't know for sure, but I think that's part of what makes this letter so fascinating.
Right, it leaves us with some questions to ponder.
And it challenges us to think about how we can apply these principles of hospitality and welcoming others in our own lives.
So how do we do that? Like, what does that look like in the 21st century?
Well, I think it starts with recognizing that everyone deserves to feel welcomed and accepted.
Yeah, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Exactly. It's about showing kindness and generosity to those who may be different from us, even if we don't agree with them.
So it's about building bridges instead of walls.
Exactly. And it's about creating a sense of community where everyone feels like they belong.
You know, it makes me think about that quote from Mother Teresa. If you judge people, you have no time to love them.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So let's try to be more like Gaius and less like Diotrephes. Let's be people who welcome others with open arms and open hearts.
I love that. And remember, hospitality isn't just about inviting people into our homes. It's about inviting them into our lives.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into 3rd John. We hope it's given you some food for thought.
And maybe even inspired you to be a little more hospitable yourself.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.